Hey guys, so this is going to be a voiceover. Hopefully you'll forgive me because I'm filming this twice. I'm going to use this Mod Podge and this brush to cover this little piece that I've made. Like I said before, I want to do this little experiment to understand if it's a good idea to seal your diamond paintings. I have been watching tutorials to understand if you can prevent your diamond paintings from falling apart, the stones falling out and stuff. So this is supposed to be a good sealer from what I've noticed from other tutorials. This is actually it's called Mod Podge Gloss Luster, and it's supposed to give a really shiny finish to your final work. It's kind of a glue-based product. It says water-based sealer, glue, and finish, and it's pretty good from what I've seen in tutorials. I'm using an acrylic brush just to put it on. You can also use a sponge from what it says on the back of this little jar. So it is only 236 milliliters and it's pretty interesting basically how it works. So let's read this. Store at room temperature, apply with brush or sponge. Close container after each use. Of course, clean up while wet with soap and water to eliminate thickness. Apply clear acrylic sealer over cured Mod Podge. So you can use another sealer on top of this. It's supposed to help you with puzzle saver and other craft stuff. You're supposed to apply a thin coat and that will take about 15 to 20 minutes to dry between coats, so you can put a couple of layers on. This brush is the best to use for this. You can use a couple of coats if you want to make it really thick and sturdy. You can apply like a build-up finish, applying at least 5 coats and letting it dry in between, like again 15 to 20 minutes, and that will make this really thick. I don't know how it will end up working. It's really interesting because I have seen again tutorials, but I am not really sure how it will look like in real life, so it will be a surprise for me too. It's interesting to understand if it's worth the wait and the work, because I had a problem before with diamond paintings where the glue wasn't strong enough and the stones were falling out, with little pieces, like pieces that I do have hanging in my house. And unfortunately, like, not all of them are falling out, but little, stones here and there are falling out, and that's a little annoying. So I am really excited of trying this, and what I'm going to do is cover the piece that you see in front of you right now, and the square little piece is going to stay full. It's going to stay without diamonds. After I finish it, I will after it dries tomorrow, I will do the little piece and compare it. So opening it up, already you can see that it's sealed with aluminum, I guess, and it is smelly. It smells like glue, I guess, like some kind of glue, acrylic glue, I guess. And well, that's fine. It's not a really strong smell. You can handle it unless you're very sensitive to smells. It will smell after too, so it is liquidy. It's not pouring out. It's kind of thick, but it's still a liquid, so you can dump it into a glass if you don't want to use it straight from the jar, or you can just use it right from the jar, patch is what I am going to do. I don't want to, you know, start pouring it out and stuff. I do have hair on my piece because my animals are running around. So, it's pretty it's kind of interesting to do a voiceover for this because I was filming this video for 2 channels and my Russian main channel was the first to go. So, yeah, I couldn't have filmed it again, so I had to do a voiceover in English. So hopefully you'll forgive me about that. And I don't even remember what I was saying back there, but I am really hoping that it will seal the crevices between the stones, because the stones in this little piece are not very, you know, tied together. So let's start, and we are taking a little bit of this, you know, substance, I guess. And as you can see, I'm not taking too much so it won't like pour off the brush, but enough to make it cover the stones fully. You can take less, but I think that a medium amount is well, because I wanted it to go in the crevices again between the stones and fill in all the blank spots between, because I really thought that it will help with the, you know, with the unevenness again of the stones, I guess. It looks white, it looks kind of scary, but be sure that you have nothing to be scared about. It is drying clear, so just make sure that you don't have anything on your project like hair or some, you know, I don't know, dust, I guess, so it won't seal that in. I did have actually a couple of hairs here and there because my cat is running around the house, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. You cannot even see it afterwards. Plus, your cat will be forever sealed in your work. That sounds bad. Anyways, as you can see, I am trying to cover all of the stones up to the corners and spread it out really well. What else can I say? I am hoping in this point that it will come out interesting, because it's supposed to help you preserve your work, and as we all know, it's not one day of work. It's especially bigger projects like this one are taking a while to finish, and if the stones are ending up falling out, it's kind of not, it feels bad. It feels really bad because you're spending a lot of time on your projects and you don't want to see it break apart. So I'm taking a little by little some more and every time, and I try to spread. Don't worry, it doesn't dry right away. It stays liquidy until you just leave it alone and let it dry, and it takes a while to dry, not too long. It basically, what I noticed, that it started drying like 10 minutes after I finished the whole coverage. After I actually left it alone, it started drying on the edges and it became clearer. So the clearness is going to happen. Don't worry about the white. Don't put like a crazy amount, you know, like don't pour it on your stones. You just want to spread it evenly so your stones will be covered, not fully covered. Like don't again pour it on them, just cover them so they will look smooth, so you can see the glue, I guess, I don't know how to call this, the sealer inside the crevices between the stones. So, you know, that's the whole point of this experiment, because I wanted to see if it will pull the whole project together. Basically, I'm not really excited about this particular seller. I am really thankful for them for giving me a chance to review their kits, but I am having trouble with the quality of the kits. Basically, the images are not very good, and I guess they do not work very well on the outcome of their projects, just because of that. A lot of the details are missing. Important details are missing even in this project, and it's not that detailed because it's only a kimono, but you can definitely see that the kimono on the original picture has like goldish stripes between the colors, and I already noticed that the bottom side of this, the thing that I'm covering right now, doesn't have that detail. It doesn't have that gold stripe between the colors. So I don't know how it will keep, working. Hopefully it will be still pretty because the colors are really bright and beautiful. But that is one thing that I noticed about the new kit. Plus, the stones are not very good quality. I actually had kits from AliExpress before that were better quality stones. I have a couple of kits from AliExpress, and the stones are very, very straight and very good quality. So, again, thanks to Victoria's Moon, I still have the coupon code down in the info bar, and I still have the link to their website for those of you who do want to try it. I mean, the kits are not bad. They're not bad at all. They're very beautiful images, but unfortunately they do not, spend too much time on making their designs as quality, as good quality as it could be, because if you have designers who work on your pieces, please ask them to not forgo on all the details that are supposed to be there, because that's really important to, you know, keep the details of the original photo and let at least, as much as you can, because it really ruins the whole experience when you see the original image and the outcome is really, really different, and it's losing a lot of the important stuff that are making the beauty of the whole thing. Like in this thing, I'm hoping that her face and stuff will be good enough, but again, the gold stripes in her kimono are really, really making a difference. So I don't know, maybe, maybe it will look good, but I would have liked it to be more detailed. Again, I do have another kit from them that I have gotten as a Christmas kit that I was planning on starting. It does has 60 colors in it, so it's supposed to be really colorful and beautiful, but I am kind of nervous on doing it because I'm not really trusting, their kits anymore. I have other kits that I've made before, again from AliExpress, kits that did not cost that much, that had much, much better images outcome, than what I got like with the elephant. So they are willing to work on their designs, and hopefully they will get better with time. But yeah, anyways, I'm not dissing them. They're a good company, they have really good customer service, but work on your designs a little better so it will look better. Again, as you can see, some hairs, I do take them out, but I guess I did seal some of my cat hairs in there. As you can see, I try to spread it as much as I can so it will be even on the whole piece, to prevent, like stuff coming out of there. And yeah, basically that's about all. That's all that I have done. I'm trying to make it smooth and basically that's everything I have to do. It does smell a little bit, but that's fine. You can deal with that. It's not like a crazy annoying smell. Now all we have to do is watch is wash the brush, because I don't want it to be ruined. So I will wash it with some soap and water and take off the glue, because I do want to use it again. And yeah, so basically I didn't use a lot at all. I just used a little bit, and I think that it will be really interesting eventually when we will end up looking at the outcome. That's about it. Basically I don't have anything else to say. Just for those of you who have tried this, hopefully you have enjoyed the whole process, because it was kind of fun for me to do. I've never done anything like that before. So yeah, what else I can do? I am planning on leaving this door, through the night, and tomorrow I will finish the little square that you can see is still covered, and I will try to make a comparison, like a close-up comparison. There's a fly in my room. A close-up comparison between the sealed side and between the little square that you see that I haven't done yet. So it will be very interesting. I will see you tomorrow in some point, and hopefully this experiment will work and not fail. Hey guys, so alright, this is the final result, and I think that this is amazing. Actually, it took basically one night to totally dry. I think it actually took less than one night, because one coat, it says on the bottle that it takes 15 to 20 minutes to dry. I don't think that that's exactly true unless you use a really thin coat. I used quite of a medium coat, just because I wanted to really cover it well. So it took one night. The next morning at about 8 o'clock, where I got up and came to this right away, it actually was totally dry, and you could have just started touching it, and it feels so amazing. So basically what we have as a result, let me just show you closely. This is the result. Look how shiny it is. First of all, it's really shiny. Look, it looks like, I don't even know how to call this. It looks really shiny, really beautiful. Much shinier than the original diamonds when you just glue them in. I'm going to do a little comparison, because I actually finished that little square that I haven't finished last night. But this is looking so good. Look at the spots between the stones. I have showed you before that the stones in this kit are not really straight, so between the stones, between the diamonds, I had these spots where you could see the canvas, and that was really that was ruining the whole thing. I will show you that in a second as a comparison. And now there isn't there's no blank spots anymore. Like, the sealer filled in to the curves, how do you call that, into the blank spots between the stones. So it all looks like one whole diamond painting. It looks amazing. Actually, I'm really excited about the outcome of this experiment. Another thing is the texture of this whole thing. It actually changed, because if before you could have just moved the canvas like this, now it's a little stiffer. So what we have, like, let me show you on this. Can you see that? it actually became stiffer. You can still fold, I mean, not fold it, but I guess roll it, but it will be a little more complicated because the whole thing is much stiffer now. There you go. So I think this thing is better to do if you're planning to frame your final work and make sure that your stones will stay in place. Plus, you don't have to worry about somebody folding it and ruining it, you know, because it's really like light. But this way it looks perfect and amazing. And let's compare this to the square that I haven't covered with the Mod Podge. So this is it. I'm sorry, I have this lamp. It's actually 10:50 at night, so it's late. So this is the square that I have done before I started filming, just so you can see. Look at the stones. You can see the blank spots between them. They're not like standing next to each other very well, and that means that the stones are not very good quality. I mean, one is bigger, one is smaller, one is square, one is, you know, different forms. And if you compare both sides, this is the side where it's covered. Look how shiny and perfectly together it is. And this is the side that I haven't covered with the Mod Podge. It's so different. It's like two different works, I guess. So you can definitely see the difference between the both of them. I think that it looks really, really good. I think that it looks perfect. I'm actually a little surprised even because I was expecting it to be shiny. I was actually a little bit nervous that I will ruin it, but no, I think that it made it much, much better. So I think that I really, really do recommend for you to seal your projects when you finish them. I would recommend to seal it if you are planning to frame it, because if you are not, it will be a little problematic to fold because it's getting a little stiffer after you cover it with lacquer. I'm not sure if all of them, because there are a lot of different kinds you can use. I don't really know if all of them make the final outcome kind of stiff like this. I think that it happens with whatever you use because it actually gives it a little layer of something, you know, like a glue. But I think that Mod Podge is perfect for this. It did smell a little bad at first, but it smelled like glue. This is what I used. This is Gloss Luster. It's really, really shiny, water-based sealer, glue, and finish. I guess you can use it as glue as well, and maybe on puzzles and stuff like that, maybe on some, you know, craft work. I don't know, whatever it is you are gluing together. But as a finish, this is perfect. Again, basically one coat takes about 15 to 20 minutes to dry. If you use, you know, really fine coat, but I used kind of medium, you know, so it took a little longer, but it if you just leave it during the night, it will be enough for it to dry and you can keep working on it. Again, take under consideration that it will get stiff, so if you are, you know, putting it off the table, it will be a little, you know, less flexible than it was before. So guys, girls, basically I am so pleased with the outcome of this experiment. Really, I was expecting it to look different, but I haven't expected it to be so perfectly put together. Really, I think it's beautiful. Too bad I haven't used it on my projects that I actually hang up, that I actually hung on my walls, because I think that would have been, you know, beautiful. So I do recommend use it, try to use it, do an experiment if it's right for you. You can use different kinds because there are different kinds on the market. I chose to use Mod Podge just because I watched some tutorials about it, and from what I thought, Mod Podge was the best result, so that was great. So hopefully you like that experiment, and I will see you on my weekend, on my crafty week update. And this was just a little experiment for us to figure out if that's a good idea. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it.